So you want to move to San Antonio, Texas? Well, in this video, we're going to talk about short sales, tackling what they are and who they're for.
Short sales can be a lifeline to homeowners that are facing a financial difficulty or a very unique opportunity for buyers on both sides. It can be beneficial, but they can be very complicated. So we're going to break it down step by step and go through it together. And we're going to get started on that right now. If this is your first time in our channel, welcome. Please remember to subscribe and tap the bell so that you'll receive notifications concerning upcoming videos and the changing market in and around San Antonio, Texas.
We're Brian and Brenda Jones, the proud owners of Lone Star Home Realty, and we get calls from people from all over the place wanting to know what's happening in South Central Texas. And so here we are. You're moving in 3 days, 3 months, 9 months, doesn't matter. Give us a call. We'll be more than happy to help you.
All of our contact information is below. You can call us, text us, email us. You can sign up for Zoom. Whatever the easiest way to communicate, we're here to help you make a smooth move to San Antonio.
Short sales.
It's a deep, complicated subject, but let's get into it.
Yeah. So let's start off with a basic definition of what a short sale is. Short sale happens when a homeowner sells their property for less than what they owe on their mortgage.
Yep.
And that's all dependent on the lender, people.
Yep. Everything has to be approved by the lender. They're the ones who are going to make sure that whatever their expenses are covered, and whatever their payment is required, because they want to avoid the expense of a foreclosure just like you do. So, but just know that a short sale requires the lender to approve it, which means it can take a very long time to get through this compared to a traditional sale.
And something else to keep in mind, the name short sale kind of implies it's going to happen quickly. It's the opposite. This could take months. Some of them take 6 months.
Yeah, it can take a very long time.
Because the bank is in no hurry to alleviate your pain and suffering.
Yeah. Okay, so why would a homeowner opt to do a short sale?
Well, if you're upside down on your property and you owe more than it's worth, a short sale and you're unable to make payments. Let's make that caveat. If you're unable to make your payments, or you're coming up short, or you've been short on your payments, and you're maybe facing foreclosure, doing a short sale could be a great way to avoid foreclosure.
And it doesn't hurt your credit and your history near as bad as a foreclosure, right?
It does, but it's not as bad as a foreclosure.
Yeah. So let's go ahead and walk through the process and let you know exactly what to expect if you are in this situation, because we definitely want to help you through it.
So the first thing you need to do is evaluate your financial situation. And that means maybe you're running really tight on funds. Maybe there's another way you can alleviate some of the stress, your financial pressure you're on, by selling something other than your house.
Yeah. So the first thing you want to do is contact your lender. Guys, your lender is in this boat with you, and they need to be the first person that you reach out to, because there may be things they can do to help you that you don't even know about. But unless they know what's happening, there's nothing they can do to help you.
They're going to think you're just
not paying.
You're delinquent, and you're like everybody else that doesn't pay their mortgage.
Yeah.
And you'll start getting the dunning letters and the what do you call them? Notices, the threats. They're going to foreclose on you. Guys, they're serious. They want their money back.
Yeah. So just know that
they don't want that, but something to keep in mind. They want their money back. They don't want your house.
They don't want your house.
They don't want your house.
It's just going to sit there on their books.
Right.
But just know you are going to have to come up with proof of your financial hardship. It may be that you lost your job. It could be major medical bills. Yep. They need to know in writing, not just your word, why you're not able to continue making your payments.
You will have to document everything.
Yes, very much so. Now, you do want to find a realtor who has experience handling short sales.
Now, going to give you a caveat here. There are realtors, there are agents out there that this is their niche. This is what they do. They do short sales. They don't do a lot of anything else. Those are very far and few between because there aren't a lot of short sales, especially lately.
Yeah.
There haven't been a lot of short sales. We may be getting back into that mode before too long. We're going to be looking at short sales again.
So find one that understands it. It is very complex. They're going to help you walk through it, marketing your property, working together with a lender. They have a strong record in handling it, and they understand the approval process. We have handled several of these in our history as a buyer and a seller, and working. And it takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of patience to deal with the lenders, to keep the sellers and the buyers calm,
moving in the right direction,
and moving forward and not getting frustrated.
Right.
So just make sure, if you're in that scenario, make sure you are working with an agent that does have experience in this.
Just remember, short sale does not mean quick sale at all.
Not at all. So the lender has to approve the sale.
Yes.
Right? So
every step of the way.
Yeah. So they're going to get a packet from the seller on everything that's going on, and documents and paperwork that has to be filled out.
You got a severance package from or a termination letter from your employer. That is definitely something you want to send to the mortgage company. You want to start talking with them as soon as possible, because the earlier you bring them in the process, the more amenable they will be to doing the short sale.
Yeah,
if you wait till you're already getting the foreclosure letters, it's probably too late.
They're not going to play. They're going to not play with you.
Some of them will, but they're going to put you on a short lease.
So when you send the packet to the lender, that's, like we said, it's going to have all your financial documents in it, your hardship letter, like you said, if you lost your job, and the purchase offer from the buyer.
Right.
So that's going to all be included in there, and that's going to all be sent to the lender to be reviewed. Now, this is where the time suck starts to happen, because they're going to take their time. They're going to go through these very, very thoroughly. They're not going to rush through the decision. They're not going to rush through looking at your documents and getting confirmation and stuff. They are going to work through this at a slow pace to make sure they're making the right decisions. This could take several weeks. It could take several months. It all depends on the lender. It depends on how many employees they have working in this department. There's
Which
a lot.
Usually isn't very many.
Yeah, not very many. And so they very much take their time. Okay, so once the lender has the package, they've accepted the offer, right? Then what happens?
Well, then they do all their behind-the-scenes stuff where they've got to verify that this is going to make sense for them, that there's not that big of a gap. Because if it's a big gap, again, they really hesitate doing foreclosures. They really don't want to do foreclosures because they cost the lender a lot of money.
A lot of expense.
Short sales are not as expensive for the lender, so they prefer doing the short sale. But you've got to set them up for it.
So let's say all of the documents are sent to the lender. The lender has taken however much time to approve it, and they approve it. They're saying, yes,
they're going to give you a price. They're going to give you a dollar amount. This is what you have to sell it for. And they typically won't take less than that.
But you already have your offer. So if you have an offer of $300,000 and you owe $350, they're going to come back and say, yes, the $300,000 is good.
Or they're going to say, no, we want $325.
Yeah, and they're not going to budge off that $325. So that's when you would go back to the buyer and say, okay, this is what we got from the lender. They're not going to accept anything less than that. Typically,
what the lender will do is they will contact another agent or another broker and get a broker price opinion. And so they will want...
So explain what that is.
So a broker price opinion is similar to an appraisal. It's not an appraisal, an appraisal like you would expect in a straight purchase, but it's a broker price opinion. They go out and they take the pictures. They do the same basic work that an appraiser would do, and they come up with an opinion of price. And that's generally around where the lender will settle on a price.
Okay, so then, but once they've approved it, once we've all come to the agreement that, what do we say, 325 is the acceptable amount, then it typically goes through like a traditional sale, correct?
Yeah, you still have to do closing and all that fun stuff. But guys, we're making it sound like it happens real quick. It doesn't happen real quick at all.
This is a long. So again, the faster you contact your lender and let them know you're in a situation, the better off you're going to be.
So let's talk about the pros and cons, because there's a few. The pros of doing a short sale is you're avoiding foreclosure and having a 7-year impact on your credit. Whereas a short sale, I think, affects your credit for about 3 years.
So not near as bad.
You may qualify for relocation assistance, depending on the lender. Some lender programs. Also allows you to settle your mortgage debt without a full foreclosure, which is great.
Yeah, that's huge.
So what are some of the cons?
The cons, like we said, the process can be very time consuming and very stressful because you are anxious, your finances are stretched, and you're waiting on pins and needles for this lender to come back and say yes or no. And you're waiting. And you're waiting. And you're waiting. And it gets very long and very, very stressful. It's still going to negatively impact your credit. Okay? You're still going to take a ding and a hit, but it's not near as bad as, like Brian said, that the foreclosure is. And then you're going to need, for any offers you get, you will have to go through this process with the lender.
Which can create uncertainty,
yep.
Especially if you have a buyer on the other side that doesn't, or a buyer's agent on the other side that doesn't understand short sales.
Yeah, absolutely.
It can be very annoying at times.
From personal experience.
So something else to consider, guys, when as a con, if they're forgiving a portion of your debt, that could have a tax impact on you. I'm not saying it will. I'm not saying it won't.
And
but it definitely could.
Why is that?
Because the IRS considers a default or a forgiveness of the loan as income.
Because you owed $350,000 and now you only have to pay $325,000, so you got a $25,000 gap that you're getting credit for. And they're going to count
that as income.
Right. So that is definitely a possibility. Okay, so we talked about buyers being educated. So what are some tips if you're the buyer looking at a short sale?
Again, you want to work with an agent who has some familiarity with short sales. Guys, if you ask an agent if they have experience with short sales, ask them what their experience is. How many of these have they done? Because if they say, yes, I've got experience, how many have you done? Have you done 5? Have you done 1? Have you done any?
Yeah.
They may have taken a class in short sales, and that makes them an expert.
No. It truly is a learning experience.
Yes.
And be patient.
Definitely.
Oh my gosh,
this
buyers.
Is a very need for a patient process.
You're not going to get through this quick. It's not going to be anywhere normal. Your 21 to 30 day closing is out the window.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
No. And make sure that you have your financing pre-approved.
Because the lender's going to want to see it.
They're going to want to see it because they want to know that, 1, we're talking to a serious buyer, and 2, they actually have the money approved for me to even be considering this and going through my time.
And it's going to be more than a pre-approval letter that the lender's going to want to see. They're going to want to see the documents where that pre-approval letter came from.
So
and there's just so much extra underwriting that happens with a short sale that takes a long time.
Yeah. They can be great deals. They can be great deals for buyers.
Yeah.
I mean, one of ours that did this, and they got instant equity in the house. They went in, they redid it, they updated it, and that house is worth so much more than what they paid for. But they were patient, and they went through the process, and they understood it.
Yeah.
So it can be worth it. You just have to know what you're getting into.
So, guys, comment below. Let us know if you have any experience with short sales, if you had a short sale, or if you been a party to a short sale, give us a call or let us know in the comments below. And we're happy to read those and see if there's some way we can help you with that.
Absolutely. Don't forget to subscribe and click the bell, and we'll see you the next time. Have a great day.
Thanks for watching to the end.